Today, my third installment of bipolar disorder. I'm Randall Kennedy. I've been a sufferer for 12 years and I will be on medication for lifelong. Now, yesterday I touched on the coronavirus and I touched on the South African economy, all in relation to what impact it has on us bipolars. Now, I repeat, bipolar is hereditary. I repeat that bipolars don't like stress, don't like anxiety, have difficulty in sleeping because they keep on thinking. Hectic. Now, on the coronavirus, I just want to touch on it. In our country, we've had lockdown for about 12 weeks, 15 weeks, and things has gotten from bad to worse. To give you an example of our statistics, there's been over 21,000 cases, confirmed cases of coronavirus, and over 400 deaths. And we're a fairly small country. On top of that, our national stats is 21,000 confirmed cases. I'll repeat that. And 400 plus deaths. My province, the Western Cape, in particularly my city, Cape Town, has got more than 50 of the cases and of the deaths. It's scary, to say the least. A very prominent group of scientists that advises the health minister has predicted that by November we'll have more than 1 million cases and more than 40,000 deaths. Yeah. Our hospitals are already full, so we are caught between a rock and a hard place. To take it further, our economy is in recession. The world now economy is in recession. There's a view that our unemployment rate will move from about 30% to about 60%, and our country has 57 million people. My view is that it will actually be more than that. So, last night our president delivered a speech where he reduced the lockdown from level 4 to level 3, which means there's more freedom to move. Most manufacturing arrangements are made, can be done. Restaurants and pubs and taverns remain closed. He's opened liquor stores, but he's stopped and banned still the use of tobacco and cigarettes. They've also opened up the schools and the universities. While our numbers of confirmed cases rises by over 1,000 a day. Yo, that is dumb. That is stupid. I actually believe now that we've reached the 40,000 deaths and the million confirmed cases before then. And then we will run at that rate for a couple of months. I won't go into the detail of why it is happening, but suffice it to say, it's not good. Now, I hope and pray, and I'm a serious prayer. I hope and pray that everyone involved in this country go on their knees and pray to God. It is not a nice situation to be in, and that affects us bipolars in a very big way. But enough of that. Let's get back to bipolar disorder. I mentioned yesterday that I was in a ward that had a lot of freedom with the diagnosed me and put me on medication. When I came out, I was better. Not perfect, but better. They then transferred me to the outpatient department. There I saw at least 4 psychiatrists within a year. Now that in itself caused me a lot of stress, man, because I have to tell my story all over again to everyone. Finally, when it took its course and wasn't working out well for me, the head of psychiatry in the first ward took me under his wing. He was good, but he wasn't perfect. They put me on one of the drugs of choice, on Epilim. Epilim didn't work for me. It caused my kidneys, not my kidneys, it caused my liver to virtually fail. When it happened, they were running around in the wards in OPD to try and save it. I was saved. I believe I was saved by the grace of God. Then I had an appointment with a psychologist. I didn't know who it was. I was sitting outside OPD, outpatient department, and here this psychologist came up towards the door. I was sitting right next to the door. I assumed that was my psychologist. I got up and said, "Hi, I'm here supposed to see you." He didn't flinch. He just took me through this room to later find out that I didn't have an appointment with him, but I had an appointment with another psychologist. Anyway, this psychologist did wonders for me. One of the magical things he did was to put me in the care of the head psychiatrist at the hospital. Let me just backtrack for a second. That psychiatrist, when I fell ill, it changed my Epilim to lithium, which is apparently the Rolls Royce of treating bipolar disorder. Anyway, I had my session with a psychologist. I had a couple of sessions with him. Then he suggested that I become a patient of this head of psychiatry. That man did wonders, man. He kept me on lithium, and we just kept on chatting, and he was changing my medication. I was with him weekly and with the psychologist weekly. That is how serious my case was. Then he finally got it right with 4 different medications, also trying to help me with my sleep. We gave up on him helping with my sleep, and told me to get a prescription from my GP to get me to sleep, which I did, and my sleeping patterns improved dramatically. The one common thing, I had 4 manic episodes. A manic episode is when you're so hyper, you go off the scale and you hallucinate and see things and hear things that aren't there. Now, I admit that it's not even if it is a myth. I remember certain things that happened before and within and after the manic episodes. Then the lithium didn't work for me. I was taken up in hospital, in the private hospital, for lithium toxicity. In fact, they only found out later that it was lithium toxicity. My kidneys were packing up. That wasn't fun. Now, I've been through the mill. When we talk next time, I'll take you through my experiences in the general wards, which was nothing short of incarceration in a prison. It's something that I don't wish on my worst enemy. It is exactly like a jail. With my psychiatrist and my psychologist, every time I had a manic episode, the first thing I wanted to do was to divorce my wife. That was one of my key factors that indicated that I was manic. Now, my wife is the most beautiful woman, the love of my life, my soulmate. She came to visit me virtually every day. My daughters came, and it is important for bipolar to have family support, to take your medication on time, to attend your meetings with the psychiatrist and the psychologist. I laid my life bare to both of them. They were in it with me for the long haul. And my psychologist now has taken up a new job as the head of another mental institution in psychology. My psychiatrist has been given an assignment regarding corona, a massive assignment. We're now at the stage with my bipolar where I'm not going to see him for 3 months, but he's quite happy. I'm basically in their words, my bipolar is in remission. I just have to keep on using my medication. The next time we talk, like I said, I'll take you through the wars when I had a manic episode. Yeah, I almost died. Now, I'm never in a depressive state. I'm always on the high end of the hyperactive states that moves into manic episodes. But enough for now, enough for today. I'll talk again to you tomorrow, and I'll try and give you an update on Corona. I'll try and give you an update on the South African economy, and then we'll continue with my thesis, my journey with bipolar disorder. God bless you. Ciao.